I have stage fright. Vomit-inducing, debilitating stage fright. You know that whole fight versus flight instinct to fear? I am a master of flight. And of course, I learned this for the first time when I'm 13, and I'm about to deliver my mandatory public speaking speech in front of my class. Before it's my turn to get up, I get this feeling. It's like barbed wire is wrapping around my insides, pulling me, trying to pierce through my skin from the inside out. I run out of the classroom to the bathroom, and I throw up. I take a deep breath, I come back to class, and with shaking hands and sour breath, I deliver a flawless speech. My teacher thinks I've done such a great job that she wants me to go on to the next level of the competition. Or I'm gonna have to deliver the same speech in front of the entire school on stage in the auditorium. And on that day, my flight instinct kicks in again. And just before my turn, I run out of the auditorium into the bathroom. And this time I sing to myself. I don't know, if you're singing, then you're breathing. And if you're breathing, then you're alive. And if you're alive, you're not dying. And what else should I sing into the echo of the toilet water than Hakuna Matata? Because it means? No worries. A friend of mine walks in the bathroom. She does not miss a beat, and she sings for me while I'm retching into the toilet. When I'm done, I take a deep breath. She helps me stand up, and she walks me out of the bathroom, and she says, "Okay, that's enough. It's showtime." So I get on stage in front of all of those judging eyes and the actual judges rating my speech, and I deliver a 5-minute speech in under 2 minutes. So I have stage fright. Naturally, in my senior year, I decide to join the drama club. Because that same friend who walked in on me, she convinces me it's gonna be fun. And it is. After school rehearsals are a blast. And there's 12 of us, and before we rehearse, we huddle up and we sing to each other. And we sing Weezer's El Scorcho, because it's like this wild cacophony of drunken voices. It's just the right song to pump us up before a rehearsal. And so we each sing a verse of the song, and then together, the 12 of us at the top of our lungs, we scream what I believe to be the best lyric in the history of music. I ain't fakin'. I'll bring home the turkey if you bring home the bacon. The fear just melts away. But on opening night, I am still a nervous wreck. I am pacing the stage, and I am singing El Scorcho to myself over and over and over in my head until I wait for my cues, and then I tell myself, okay, enough, it's showtime. And I just deliver my lines. And the audience laughs at me, being funny. I mean, this feels fabulous and terrifying. And there's nothing else for me to do except do the rest of the play. But after that night, I decide that I am done with acting. I am done with speeches, but I'm not done with El Scorcho. That song pops into my head anytime I'm stressed out, like when I go for my driver's license, or job interviews, or anytime I'm sitting in the dentist chair, which is often. And I vow to myself that I'm just never gonna take the stage again. Until I find myself with a pair of tickets to go see a hypnotist/comedy show. I am in attendance with my husband, his sister, and her boyfriend. And we are laughing our asses off during the first act at these idiots on stage. I mean, who in their right mind would want to humiliate themselves like this? But after the intermission, Miss Maher, the hypnotist, tells us to sit with our hands like this and to press them together. And he says that we cannot separate them, and I can't. And he tells us if we cannot separate our hands and we stand up, so I do. And then he tells us if we're standing up, then we should join him on stage. So I do. I am joined by 9 other people, at which point he says, you can release your hands, and I can. And he says, you're feeling fine, you're feeling great, you're comfortable and confident and happy, and I am. In fact, I waved to my friends in the audience. No flight instinct whatsoever. And then Miss Maher tells us that we're going to act out a scene. We're going to play out a Western. He gives us each roles, and I am going to play the main cowboy's girlfriend. But when he's shot dead in a gunfight, I fall on top of him and I cry. Actual tears. I am sobbing. So strong is the power of suggestion. Miss Maher thanks us. He asks us to sit back down. He tells us we're feeling great and confident and happy. And then he counts backwards from 3. I snap out of it. It's a cool trick. Imagine snapping out of awkward situations. But I know that you can't tell someone with anxiety to snap out of it. It just does not work that way. But can I use what I've learned in this experience to help me control my instincts? And I realized then that this whole ceremony that I've built for myself of singing to myself is, in a way, a form of self-hypnosis. It just keeps me grounded and safe. So years later, when I'm pregnant with my 3rd child, I decide I'm going to try and use self-hypnosis to help me control my fear and my anxiety and the pain of childbirth. And I listen to these special CDs, I go through months of breathing exercises and visualizations, and it does work for me. All that's left for me is to choose the music that will accompany me in the birthing room. I think even the biggest Weezer fan would agree that El Scorcho is not the song for the job. I choose something else. I choose Leonard Cohen's Dance Me to the End of Love. That soft, smooth rhythm, his deep voice is so conducive to calm, and I am calm. Even about an hour before I'm ready to give birth, and Eloise, my daughter, is dancing and grooving and moving around in there. She's not in the right position to give birth. The nurses and I joke around that maybe she'll be a star trapeze artist for Cirque du Soleil. I think she still has potential. But the joking stops when I am fully dilated, my body is ready, and she's still not in the right position. When the doctor comes in, she says if they're not able to turn her into the right position, then it's going to be an emergency C-section. And I get this feeling. It's like barbed wire pulling around my insides, tearing me apart, trying to poke through my skin from the inside out, because if it takes all of my effort and energy to not run off stage or to stay in a dentist chair, how am I going to put up with this? But the doctor is determined that she's going to be able to turn her. She puts her hands on my stomach, she pushes, and she massages, and she maneuvers, and she turns Eloise. She lets go, and not 12 seconds later, that little bugger is dancing around inside me again. The doctor says she's going to try one last time, so she puts her hands on my stomach again, and she moves and maneuvers and pushes and turns her same position. She's got her there. And this time the nurses, they pad me up with pillows and blankets, and I've got about 6 pairs of hands on my stomach right now, and they hit me with Pitocin to get my uterus to contract even further and hold her there. All the while, I breathe, and I listen to Dance Me to the End of Love. And the doctor says she's ready. She's in the right position. It's showtime. I push, and she is born 20 minutes later. For me, the word hypnosis has become synonymous with control. My anxiety usually stays on the inside, but when the barbed wire holds me in place, I still hear El Scorcho. It reminds me that it took me from being a master of flight to a master of fight. And that if I was able to stand on stage once with no fear, if I could do that, I could do it every showtime. Thank you.
Well, goddamn you storytellers on the stage, do it to me every time. Oh, the redhead said you shred the jello, and I'm jello, baby. But you won't talk, won't look, won't think of me. I'm the epitome of public enemy. Why you wanna go and do me like that? Come down the street and dance with me. I'm a lot like you, so please, hello. I'm here, I'm waiting. I think I'd be good for you, and you'd be good for me. I asked you to go to the Green Day concert. You said you'd never heard of them. How cool is that?
How cool is that?
So I went to your room and read your diary.
Watching Grudge legged up New Jack through a press table.
And then my heart stopped listening to Cho-Cho San.